We have Fernando in Anaheim. He's been a part of our church for 4 years. He says, I come from a Catholic church, and I've noticed that one thing is to be a believer and another is to be a follower. Why do people seem to ignore the verse that Jesus said to John, his last words on the cross, Woman, behold your son? He then says to the disciple, John, behold your mother. Shouldn't we be looking at Mary as our mother and giving her the same respect that Jesus would have wanted, to accept her into our hearts and take her in our homes? I feel like that verse gets ignored a lot, knowing that those were Jesus' last words.
Wow. Well, he made two statements, and I want to talk about them both briefly. The first one was the difference between believers and followers. Or maybe we would use believers and disciples.
Yeah.
Because that's what a follower is. Mathetes is a learner. A follower, it's translated disciple. And Jesus did, in fact, it says he said to those Jews who had believed in him, if you abide in my word, you're my disciples indeed. So Jesus made a distinction between those who were fans and those who were true disciples. And I agree that many believe. Some have inadequate belief. They have a belief that doesn't change them. James talks about, believing or being a hearer of the word, not a doer. He talks about how demons believe and they tremble. So people can believe intellectually, they can believe emotionally, but there's no change of their life. And that's not saving faith. Faith without actual works is dead. Yeah. So I agree with him. Now, with regard to this concern about Mary, which it comes across very Catholic in his concern. And I know that there is in the Catholic Church taught a deep respect for Mary, but more than that, there's a reverence for Mary as the mother of God, and not just the mother of Jesus, but the mother of God, and that all believers should have that attitude toward her. Unfortunately, sometimes in the Protestant Church, reacting to that, there's been a disservice to Mary and a lack of respect for her, and I think that's wrong. But with regard to this particular verse where Jesus on the cross, one of his 7 statements is to John concerning his mom, who's there witnessing his crucifixion, behold your son, and I say to you, John, behold your mother. And from that hour, John took her into his home. To then come away from that and say somehow Jesus is saying that to all of us, that we need to receive Mary, to use his own words, we need to take Mary home with us, I think is a problem. Because while Jesus is talking to John about his mother Mary, he wasn't saying that to anyone else, nor do I find that to be a legitimate application of the text. Any more than saying, well, Jesus told 2 disciples to go get a donkey. He's telling us all to go get a donkey. I'm being a little... That he was speaking to a very specific situation, demonstrating, first of all, the fulfillment of the commandment, honor your father and mother, to care for his mom at a time of when he really, he's caring about other people all through their Father, forgive them, they don't know what they do. Today you'll be with me in paradise. Jesus had his worst moment of becoming sin and still serving. And he had a genuine love and care for his mom who believed in him. His brothers and sisters were not believing in him, which left her without him and that support system to say, I want you to take care of my mom, John. Is preaching to us about our care for our mothers and our fathers, but to suggest that it's somehow beyond that, saying something to all of us about the way we should receive Mary into our homes or into our hearts. Actually, John, the very person who we're talking about, later wrote the Gospel of John. And in that he said, to as many as received Christ, he gave them the right to become children of God. He could have added Mary, could have said to as many as received Jesus and his mom. And I'm not being, flippant here. That's not the theology of the New Testament, that you must receive Mary, that you must take Mary home, that you must see her as somehow divine, sinless. The Bible does not teach she was sinless. She recognized she was a sinner. Even in what she said when she was talking to Elizabeth, she makes reference to it. She knew that she needed a Savior. So let's not exalt her to a place where God does not. That is not honoring the Lord, and it is dangerous. So she's the mother of Jesus. I don't call her the mother of God. The Bible never calls her that. But she is someone to be honored and was privileged, and she'd be the first to tell us, whatever he says to you, do it.
Thank you for watching this clip from our podcast, Ask Pastor Bob. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. God bless you. Have a great day.